What's up, everybody? I want to give you guys a little class, just the basics on oil sample reports. I belong to Polaris Oil Samples. I think these guys are hands down by far the best that there is out there. So let's go with sample reports. Let's go with my truck. Let's pick my truck. When I say 7083E is the engine and 783 Tango is the transmission, let's go with my truck right here. Okay. Now when I got this truck, it's got an X15. Now with product oil manufacturers, I use Havoline, 10W30 synthetic. I don't care. You can use Mobil, Shell, all them oils they use for the diesel engines. They're basically the same. The only thing difference is the multi-source metals and the additive metals and all the other stuff that they put into the oil. So oil is oil. The biggest thing on these oils now is most of them are lacking in base. Now let's go with the first one. Let's talk about the first sample that I did when I first got this truck. I ran it for 25,000 miles and I did an oil change. The base was at one. The base was about depleted. Now I had good viscosity, oxidation's good, nitration's good. I got like no water in the oil. The soot level was at 0.1. It's basically soot free. That's because I used fuel catalyst. And it keeps your exhaust system completely clean because there's no soot. And we all know diesel engines get killed by soot buildup. And this stuff that I use from Pittsburgh Power takes care of that. And I've been using it since day one on this truck. And what everybody knows with these Cummins, especially these ISXs, if you don't take care of that emission system, carbon deposit is going to build up on them rings, and next thing you know, you're going to start pumping a lot of oil out and burning oil because those rings can't seat, and that's where that product comes in handy. All Cummins engines are notorious for that. Fuel dilution is 1.2. That is very, very, very super low. You don't want to get no higher than 6 on this one. Filter change, yes, lube. And these right here is the lube times. 26,800, 24,003, 24,003. I'm doing some experimentations on here. Now, if you notice, the first one was very low. And then I changed it basically on time. It came out to 3, and then I added base on this one at 15,000 miles, and let it go for another to my oil change at 25. But I got it in a little bit sooner. My base went up to almost 4.52. What's that? I use TBH. It's a base additive that you can put in. I put in 10 ounces, and that brings your base level up, because when you deplete your base, what do you have? You have a lot of acidity in the oil, and when you get a lot of acidity in the oil, it starts attacking the metals. The first thing that's going to take is your bearings. Your bearings are going to get wiped out. So you want to keep this in the white if all possible. Now, because I use my catalyst, my iron levels are going to be elevated, which is fine. This is normal. My chromium is good. My nickel is good. My aluminum is good. If you notice, when I added the base, I added 10 ounces of base on this one. And you notice how all the levels are basically just dropped because you got no acid in the oil. And it saves these. All this right here between your chromium, nickel, aluminum, this is all basically a lot of your cylinder heads. Your copper, I got it at 0. My lead is at 1. If you got bearing issues, it's going to go high in lead, and then it's going to start getting high in copper. Then these two right here will tell you if you got bearing issues. Now, if your lead jumps up and your copper's at 0, right here will tell you that you got an oil cooler that's leaking the lead, which is perfectly normal with a lot of mile engine. 10 Canyonman, or however you want to pronounce it, silver. Silicone is your dirt, which is your air filter. You don't want this number to go anything above 10, because if you go above 10, then you got a dirty engine and you're going to start scoring the cylinder walls. Dirt will also kill a damn engine really, really quick. And then you got your sodium and potassium. If you notice, my number was 15 here and 4 here, and then 2 here, 8 here, 7 here, and then 4 here. This is high because, for one, I do a lot of truck washes. I wash my engine a lot, and especially in the wintertime when all them they throw calcium down, salt down, it gets into your engine. This is where all this number comes from. These two. Now, if you get this one and this one higher than I believe it's 25, then you got coolant in your oil, and you got to figure out how the hell the coolant is getting into your oil. So most of the time in the wintertime, this number will get elevated because of all the wash that's getting blown up in the air from the trucks from all the chemicals that they put on the pavement to melt snow. All these are multi-source metals and additive metals. This is all the stuff that they put into your oil. I don't worry about this. This really has no effects on what I do. Now with this, if you ever want to know what it is, chromium is a weather metal detected with possible sources: reciprocating compressors, rotary compressors, turbines, hydraulics, reciprocating engines, rings, liners, exhaust valves, shaft plating, stainless steel alloys. That's where, if you got any questions on what this stuff is, nickel, same thing. Crankshaft, camshaft. You can learn a lot, like lead. Lead is bearings, like I told you. And then copper is the same thing, bearings. This is all self-explanatory. You can learn this. You also can, with Polaris, you also can get a technical library to learn how to read it. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm very satisfied on how my engine's performing. Everything's showing good, but I just wanted to show you guys a little on my, see, I'm at 0. If you get into the 2s and the 3s, you might want to change that oil. You definitely don't want to get in a 4, because then you really got issues. You always want to try to stay in between 0 and 1. The oil sample bottles you can get at lextruck.com. They're a little bit pricey, but it's well worth it. Plus, you can deduct it off your taxes. Like here, this was highlighted. Any comments here? If say titanium may be additive in this lubricant, please provide missing fluid product name to compare data to correct the standards. I ain't worried about it because this is all stuff that they added to the metals, to the oil, I mean. So, guys, got any questions? That's where my shop's at, people. Got any questions? Go ahead and send them, and make sure you hit the like button or the dislike button. I don't really care. Subscribe, hit the bell. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to be transparent and show you guys how I do things, and show you guys that there is money to be made out here. And have a good day.